Jannifer Wanjira. I am visually impaired, and currently, okay, let me just say I'm an orphan. I've been an orphan since 1995. And my journey with blindness has not been easy. But I love learning new things, so adapting to being blind was not hard. I took a step at a time, and I thank God for people like Wambui, who have really encouraged me. I've been through a lot, but Wambui Njau has been a really major support system for me. I love listening to people, especially those who know how to express themselves. I love colors. In the past I could see, but then after some time I got complications through diabetes, which I got when I was 3 years old, a baby actually. And because of minimal ability to manage it from the time I was a child, my parents passed on when I was very young. So I was not able to manage it well, and that now because of mismanagement and poor medication provision, I became blind. But it was a progressive deterioration of the eyes. Though I've done 2 surgeries so far, I've done also laser, where beams of laser are shot into the eye, and so far that didn't help. So I was rendered blind in 2008, and from there I did a process of operations after that diagnosis. I like doing things to do with teaching and hairdressing, fashion. Yeah, that's me. I qualified to go to Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, and there I studied information technology. So when I was doing my internship, during the diploma, I developed now another complication of the eyes. So I had to go to Kenyatta, and they told me my retina is actually pulling off. So there was a time I went to the attachment early in the morning. Around 10-11, I could not see anything on the screen because I was doing IT, and most of the time was on the computer. So when I could not see anything, I told my supervisor, I cannot see, I need to be helped. So they rushed me to Kenyatta, and there I saw an ophthalmologist who told me now I have retinopathy, which comes about because of diabetes. Diabetes is a condition I have suffered from the time I was 3 years old, a child. And when I was a child, my mother is the one who used to inject me. Though unfortunately in 1995, she passed on. And she passed on when I was very young. I didn't even know how to inject myself. I didn't know the right medication to take. I didn't know what to do. So when she passed on, I was left in the hands of other people who did not even understand what diabetes is and what somebody is supposed to do to manage it well. So because of that, when I was doing my attachment, I was also a bit ignorant concerning anything to do with diabetes. For me, as long as I have medication, I'm taking it in the morning, and in the evening I was okay. I did not know that I was supposed to test my sugars. So in after being told I have retinopathy, they actually did laser in the eyes. And surprisingly, the one of the eyes, they saw there was one eye that the retina was really pulling off, and they thought they could rescue it. After the laser, unfortunately, okay, I did the laser, it went well. Then after that, like around 1 year after, the retina pulled off again. And in 2005, I was told I need to do a surgery. There was a workshop in Kenyatta, and they did me the first surgery. It went successful. I had to wear spectacles. And then in 2006, I did a second surgery to remove the liquid they had put in the eye to give the eye shape and mass, and also the retina to be able to because it had been fixed to be fixed to stay firm. In 2007, the retina pulled off, and in December the retina pulled off again. And in December 2007, the one eye now totally could not see at all, and then the right one could see partially. So for a period of 2008, 2009, 2010, I was using my right eye, but I was using it at the corner of the eye. So I went to the doctor, and actually I went to Lions, and they told me, Madam, now from the way things look, you don't touch your eye. I went to get another confirmation from the ophthalmologist in Kenyatta. They said I should not touch the eye, and I was rendered blind at that time. So I had to now get myself together. I was a bit discouraged, of course. It really pulls somebody off guard when you're told you'll not be able to see. A couple of friends decided to help me research, and I came to understand that I had retinopathy, and retinopathy is irreversible according to doctors. And since it's a condition that's irreversible, it meant I needed now to adapt to a new nature and a new lifestyle of blindness. And from there, I started a new journey of adapting to new ways of doing things, new ways of even just doing the basic, like knowing somebody's voice, the basic things like even cooking, walking confidently without feeling like you want to fall, and many other things after that. So in 2010, I went into a technical institute in Machakos, where they teach newly blind people or partially blind people how to adapt to the new lifestyle. So my first incident in that school, I remember I was being shown around the school by a blind person. And from that day onward, I'll never forget, it was 2010 in October, I decided I will never be discouraged because of eyesight. And I was able to move around the school because of other blind people. In that institution, I was taught how to cook, I was taught how to wash clothes, I learned Braille, the whole alphabet, both in English and Kiswahili. I was taught also how to walk, how to identify objects. And luckily for me, I must say, because I knew colors, so if I touched an orange, automatically I'll know an orange is orange in color. And the texture, I learned how to, even my fingers became very sensitive. I learned how to touch objects and know what this is, identify people by their voices, their smell, their way of walking, even just by their hand. Even cooking, I was taught how to cook, wash clothes, how to dress, and so far so good. Even computers, since I had done a bit of IT, I was able to not do the normal packages, but using a software called JAWS. Here in Kenya, JAWS is quite expensive, so we need to adapt to like the non-visual display application, which is usually found easily in the internet. And so far so good. Then I luckily, after that, I managed to do a few courses, one in counseling and 2 in peer education after becoming blind. When I did peer education, I worked as a peer educator for 1 year. I've done also a bit of counseling. I've also been able to mentor two people concerning diabetes also, because this experience has taught me a lot. If you don't have somebody to work with you, it's hard. And also, if you don't have somebody who has been there before you, like just the way I was in Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind, if you don't have somebody who is much stronger or has gone through what you've gone through, sometimes it's a bit hard. So you'll end up getting depressed, feeling alone, discouraged, disappointed. So I help people who have also maybe acquired blindness or acquired diabetes. I do work with them. I help them, I encourage them, I tell them this is not bad, as long as you're able to manage the sugars, your diet, and you walk, you're okay. So after I did peer education, I managed to get an internship in Safaricom. In Safaricom, I worked from 2014 until 2015, and I was able to interact with the late Bob Colimo, who was, I was like the first blind person to be admitted in that company as an intern. I was very happy about that experience, and it taught me a lot, especially about customer care. I was in Safaricom. I worked in the Safaricom Foundation, where I was able to pick calls, dispatch checks, and minister to other people who need medical assistance, either for kidney failure. So I was able to send emails, I was able to pick calls, I was able to send off checks. And for such things, obviously I needed somebody who could see for some minor things like scanning, to know if I've scanned the right page or the wrong page, the check names, because I didn't have an optical reader. But right now, I'm very grateful for that experience. After doing that internship, I did another internship in a company called AC Nielsen Kenya. Now, AC Nielsen, I was working as a receptionist and stroke customer care. So because my ear is very alert, I'm able to identify people who come in and who come out. I could hear people coming in and coming out of the office. Though we were 2 of us, so I was more or less like an assistant. And there also, I would pick calls and also transfer calls. That one was much easier as independent. And it was a matter in my mind, I have an intact memory. So I was able to memorize all the extensions of each and every person in the office. And in that office, there are around 50 different stations, and I was able to master each and every one of the extensions, so that I was able to transfer pick calls. If they told me they need to talk to so and so, immediately I knew which button to press. I transfer the call, I tell them this person is there for you, and I hang up. I was also able to send forth emails. If somebody maybe is not at the desk, I would send an email to say that so and so called, and I'll give them their contacts. So when I was doing my internship, I managed to meet with a lady who knew Wambui Njau. So she introduced me to Wambui Njau, and I interacted with Wambui. I sent her my profile, and I told her I have a passion for teaching. And she said she's willing to support me. So she so far she has managed to help me to get a laptop, a very nice laptop, with its software that speaks. So currently I have a laptop that speaks back to me anything that I need to do. She's also been so supportive in terms of like if I need to, in terms of monthly support, in terms of buying clothes. She's helped me so much. There's a time it's Christmas. I went to her place in Nairobi, and she welcomed me with her family, and I was able to interact with them, and I was so happy. At least I did not get bored. it's one of the occasions in Kenya, so where I went to her place. So Wambui has been so supportive, and I came to understand that this Fanaka Foundation, she started it with us in her mind, because she needed to reach out to people, firstly, who have a dream to study, who need support in education, in pursuing their passions, and also just being supportive even financially, but mostly in terms of education. So right now I really need assistance in pursuing my education, because I need to do a degree in education, and I am so passionate about learning how to teach and doing it in a professional way, not the way I was doing it initially, because it will open doors for me here in Kenya. And the most difficult or the challenging thing in Kenya about getting finances is the aspect that right now, currently, there are 950,000 disabled people. And the money that is given out currently is around 200 million. So that 200 million is supposed to cater both for those in primary, secondary, university, and you can imagine it's 950,000 disabled people. So the list is actually very long. So instead of me staying and waiting, I thought that challenge, Wambui would come in and assist me to study and pursue my degree in education, so that I can get a job. I can pursue even being a mentor by being taught communication skills, though I do have them through the work experience, but I need to sharpen and develop that the skill of communication and teaching. So I'm very grateful to Wambui for giving me the opportunity, also to not to be idle, because you see, even as I'm waiting to pursue my degree, I have a laptop that assists me also to learn, to continue developing my skill in typing, in the packages, yeah, and in many different ways. The challenges I'm facing right now, firstly, is there's a long list of people who want to go to university, isn't it? And they are disabled. The finances that are in the government are not enough for all of us. I can say also, I'm an orphan, and I have this, where I'm living, I pay rent, and if I'm to reside in university, it will be a bit difficult, because I cannot move with all my things to where I'm living, because during the holiday, people need to come out, they need to go to where their families are. So the question I sat down and asked myself is, where will I take these things? Yet I'm supposed to pay rent, yet during the holidays I'm supposed to go stay somewhere. Where do these things go? I know you're thinking they can go to maybe friends or whatever, but one thing I fight for is independence. Independence is paramount for me. The second challenge is in terms of movement. Even coming here was not easy, because you see, if I need to move from one place to another, firstly I need fare. Actually, it's Wambui who assisted me to come and to where I'm shooting this video. If she hadn't assisted me with that fare, I don't know what I would have done. It would be like almost close to impossible. The last challenge, of course, is now if I start university, of course I'll do a digital program, yeah, right? And if I have to do the digital program, it means I need Wi-Fi. If you were to compare paying the hostel in the university, I think that could cater for the Wi-Fi. That's my thinking. But those are the challenges I'm facing: transport, where to stay if I have to study, the long list of disabled people in Kenya and not having easy access to finances for education. It's a very big challenge. Now, Fanaka Foundation, seeing that it really assists persons with disability, and Wambui Njau has a passion and she has a desire to assist people with disability. So there's a gala she has, and it will be on December 7th. And she needs to raise money also for a printer for blind people. And this printer will print printed stuff into braille, such that if there's a book that a blind person needs, because blind people read using braille, their fingers. So if there's a book that needs to be translated into a braille and to be printed, that machine will do exactly that. Meaning, firstly, we'll have easy access to many books, if it's like brochures, questionnaires, we can do them easily alone without having to refer to somebody who can see. And of course, now we'll have access to many books, many reading items. Yeah, and it's paramount to have access to reading material, so such that you can be able to study without any problem. And yeah, you need to understand yourself. Let's say, for example, you're sick. Automatically, if you're diabetic and you're sick, that means the sugar levels will go high. So the first thing you need to have is a machine to test your sugars. Secondly, you need to have access to medication. For blind ladies, if possible, just take care of yourself. You don't have to feel that you need to be loved by a man to feel like you're a lady. You can love yourself as you are. My name is Jannifer Wanjira, and I'm perfectly imperfect.